Hey everybody, it's Michaela and Corey from Smarter Intervention, where we make reading intervention easy. Today we wanted to jump on here and just have a quick conversation with you about a lot of common myths that often come up in educational therapy and reading intervention, and what the research doesn't tell you about the programs you're probably using. A note about the conversation today: it is just honest and raw and just us talking to you on the camera, no edits, no nothing, just because we've had so many people reach out and questions come through about different programs and different approaches to reading intervention. So we just wanted to jump in and chat and have this real conversation.
Yeah, so we are so excited because I think one of the biggest problems that we have noticed and that we've heard from our community is this overwhelming feeling of just not being enough, of not being good enough to be able to provide the type of support and the type of intervention that your students need. And so one of the things, and one of the big myths that we hear all the time is that you have to follow a program with fidelity. And I'm sorry, but we're just going to come right out here and say, no, thank you. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. And the problem is that what that is presuming is that the publisher of this curriculum knows more about the child or the group of students sitting in front of you than you do. And that's just not true. They don't have more knowledge about the kids sitting in front of you than you do. And so when you need to step away from what's presented right in front of you because that's not working in that day, you need to feel like you have the authority to be able to do that. You need to feel confident enough that you know what you're doing to be able to do that. So I know that's something that we run into all the time, is feeling like you had to have this buttoned up program that's just not realistic.
Yeah, it's always the things that we're hearing is saying you need to do X, Y, and Z, and you can't deviate from it. You can't take any ownership over it. You just do what you're told to do. But then when I have a kid come in and they ask a question that's not on the lesson plan for the day, or they're having a bad day and they need to change and do a game or do something just to get them engaged, I, as the interventionist, need to have the power and the authority to be able to do that and the confidence to do that. So a lot of these programs that are saying you need to follow our script and do our method and do this and only this are really just taking away from your kids. It might be a great foundation for the program, but it's not necessarily what your child needs. And if you get that mama bear feeling in your lesson, follow it. You've got a feeling for a reason. The other thing that kind of plays off of that is all of these programs that say, or these trainings rather, that say, okay, you're going to do this 4-day training and then you need to get confirmation and support
videos
and all of these things to validate the fact that you can do this and know that you're okay. No, you don't. If you are confident in your ability to help kids, then help kids. You don't need this power that be that is just somebody that decided to say, all right, I'm going to be the one to validate this, to tell you how to do what you already know how to do. I get really worked up about that. I heard someone yesterday say, I'm not yelling, I'm just passionate. So I'm going to steal that quote right now. But
we're not yelling at you. We're just super passionate about this because so many people are saying, I can't jump in and I can't do research-based intervention or research-based instruction because I don't have the certification. I don't have the training. I haven't attended the program yet. And the bottom line is that that's hiding. That's hiding. It's not showing up for your students because you say, once I have this certification, once I have this next level, then I'll be good enough. Then I'll be able to provide the support that my students need. And that's just not true. You can do it now. You can do it today. And I think one of the other things that comes with that is that if it's not somebody telling you that you're good enough, it's an administration or somebody telling you that a computer program is going to do better than you could do. Because it can be responsive, it can analyze the data. You know, it's hard for us as humans to be consistently analyzing data. And so what we have to be able to do is we have to be able to recognize that we have an intuition, and that intuition is better than any computerized program's data will ever provide for a student. And so that's another thing that really just...
And that's coming from two people that totally geek out and are dorks about data. We love it. But we know that we need that human connection with the kid more so than the fine-tooth, like really minute data points. It's more important to have that connection. The data is important. We're not saying don't follow a scientific research program. We're not saying don't take data. We're not saying make it up and just go. But we are saying that you can do this, and you, because you're here, you're still watching this video and you're here with us, clearly care about your kids and are looking for something and are looking for that next best thing in reading intervention, because you know that your kids deserve it and you know that you want to be the person and you're the best person to provide that to them. So stop hiding. Let's get started. It's time. Your kids need you to do this. It's time for you to start being the interventionist you've always wanted to be for them, and stop letting all of these myths and these rules and these standards hold you back and hold you in a place of just, what's the word for not confidence? Self-doubt.
Yeah.
Holds you in a place of self-doubt and this sticky, boring curriculum that you might need to follow with fidelity. You don't. Just, it's time to move on and keep going.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's really what we wanted to talk about today, because I think, again, those are going to be some really popular myths that are being just thrown about like confetti everywhere. And we're just, enough of that. You are good enough. You are perfect at what you're doing. You're at the exact right place at the right time. You are finding more information. You're here, right? You're looking for more information. So you are more than enough. Let's be clear on that. And I think that was it. I think that's what we had to say for today.
So those were the biggest myths that kind of get under our skin when we hear them come from our members and hear them get talked about in our program and all of our interaction with people. So if you have any other myths that you'd like to debunk or any questions about anything, please feel free to drop them in the comments. We'll get back to you. And we'd love to continue this conversation, and can't wait to see you overcome all of these myths and do what you were meant to do.
Yay!
Have a great day. Again, we're Michaela and Corey from Smarter Intervention, where we make reading intervention easy. And yeah, drop a comment below. Bye.